Apple's visionary co-founder Steve Jobs, who died in 2011 at the age of 56, was a great example for anyone who wants to be great and famous because of the way he lived his very short life and the ability he had to change the world, which is impressive. His life was full of lessons that we can learn from so we can become successful and do great things in the field of our interest. This great man who changed the direction of technology by starting a great company such as Apple, one of the first 5 companies in the world, is neither an engineer nor a designer. However, he knew how to use technology in a way that no one else did before, and that was his key secret to his great success. Not finishing his college studies and having a degree like most of his colleagues did not stop him from becoming better than the most of them. He only needed to believe in himself, follow his instincts, and never let a chance slip out of his hands. Actually, the idea crossed his mind immediately when he saw his friend Wozniak making this great product, which he knew could be evolutional if it spread out with the right scope. He did not hesitate to explain his idea of starting a small company that makes personal computers and sell them to those who need such inventions, which must be born in the right place at the right time. And because they were only a fresh startup, they did not have any capital to afford extra charges. So the only solution they came up with was that they work at Jobs' garage. Hence, the first public personal computer company was born when he co-founded Apple Computer along with Wozniak on April 1st, 1976. The next step for Wozniak and Jobs was to make the Apple II. They needed venture capital. However, it was not impossible for someone as persistent as Jobs, who did not stop seeking and talking to people until he finally convinced former Intel executive Mike Markula to invest $250,000 in Apple in January 1977. Steve Jobs had his unique vision of the future. He did not see the company from the inside as all managers do, but from the outside. He also did not consider what his friend was working on as only the calculating machine, but he saw far beyond that. He saw something that was going to be better than all that has been created before, an invention that was going to change the world. He saw the company evolving, and he was ready to gamble and take all risks to make his vision a reality. When it comes to his point of view for what he was selling, he had a different way to express it. If you take a look at his speeches, you will notice that he never spoke as the creator of his product, but as a fan of it. Jobs was always the first person who tries whatever product his company made, the first person to digest its possibilities, and then presenting it to the world using his amazing way of attracting consumers, mentioning all the issues that were about to be treated with the product, and how beneficial it would be for the future owners. Another thing that boosted Jobs' fame is the way he studied his targeted customers and learned about what were their needs. As he told Inc. magazine in 1989, you can't just ask customers what they want and then try to give that to them. By the time you get it built, they'll want something new. He used to really do some serious research on what a technology user might need in the near future and what are all the obstacles facing him, her, so he could motivate his team to create solution for the problem, which could be a new product, some add-on, or even updates. Without forgetting the unique strategy he made Apple work with to keep it always ahead of competitors, which is his sort of law of making mock-ups of every product and how it will evolve in the 3 next generations. When the time comes, the team will find it easy to build the right product at the right time and never be late. This is another secret that made Apple always in the lead. However, according to his employees and friends, Jobs is a perfectionist. There was a rumor that his employees had worked on 3 different prototypes of the iPhone in 2007 in order to achieve perfection. Most of the time, he focused on details because for him, those minor features are the most important parts that will catch the user's attention. From his point of view, everything about the Apple products must function properly, such as the power button or home screen that must not be buggy or uncomfortable for the user. To Jobs, having issues or malfunction does not feel right for him, which could lead to dismissing the whole project before it even comes out to the light. With the eyes of a user rather than a creator, Jobs developed in himself the ability to predict what his targeted customers will need in the future and get it manufactured before they ask for it. He was always a step ahead. Jobs deserves to be called the father of the movement of the personal computer, as he built his entire career on one important thing: simplicity. He started Apple because people used to buy gadgets with pages of instructions, which they had to go through to finally figure out how to put them together. They were also obliged to check another manual to find out how they work. It was very tiresome, and it was a process that took from them a serious amount of time. However, when it came to iMac, the Apple manuals were becoming thinner and thinner year after year until they were none. If we give our children who are less than 5 years old a new iPhone, they will tear the box immediately and start playing with no help from us. And that is the proof of the simplicity of the device. Jobs' purpose is to make the use of technology much easier and more accessible for every one of us, from toddlers to elders. Finally, looking at a great man like Steve Jobs, the visionary leader of the amazing sustainable company Apple, gives each one of us a lot of lessons to learn from and apply in our lives so we can be able to change ourselves for the best and start working hard on developing and discovering ourselves, which is the only method that will take us the same path of success and why not fame as the former CEO of Apple.